Some years ago, I was invited by the Prince Claus Fund to travel to the Caribbean islands with them to Curacao, to visit Holland, and then we went to Mexico. And it was a really amazing trip because at that time, I was able to meet curators from Senegal, from Africa, and a host of other countries, artists from Curacao as well. And I came away from that trip feeling really, really enriched, and then conceived of an idea that would place Nepal on the International Art Hub. So I decided that Nepal really needs a huge international art festival to bring the outside in, because so few Nepali artists get a chance to travel, and that if we brought artists of international stature who came to Nepal, that could really prove to be a game changer for what was happening here. I think art is still considered a luxury in Nepal, so I wanted to take art outside the gallery space and to have a discourse with the public community. And in 2009, we were writing our constitution. So there was a 33% of women in the House of Parliament, and as a woman, I thought that was such a wonderful opportunity. And how could I, as a curator, or how could Nepali artists, international artists, reflect on the status of women on a global level? So that was how the first festival happened. And we were very fortunate to get funding from the Prince Claus Fund and the Mondrian Foundation. We had Dutch artists, we had artists from the subcontinent, from as far away as China, and it really made a difference. And I think both the foundation, Prince Claus Foundation and Mondrian Foundation, were very pleased with the result, and in fact, the Mondrian Foundation called it an exemplary project. In 2012, I was more ambitious. We are living in Nepal, which is a climate-sensitive country, and I thought it was very important to address this issue through art. And we wrote to Prince Claus Fund again, and we were really fortunate to have their funding. And in 2012, we had artists from 35 countries that came to Nepal, and over 111 artworks placed across 16 venues in the city. So basically using the city as a gallery space to present ideas of socio-political concern. There's no way we could have done without Prince Claus funding. There was one situation where there was a work from Cambodia that needed to be brought in, and we had to pay the transport in dollars. And we couldn't do it from Nepal, and so we wrote to people at the fund and said, can you please divert some part of the funding to Cambodia so we can actually bring the work in. I think it's a foundation that you work in close association with, and there's a lot of care from Holland about how you're progressing. And I think sometimes you work with agencies that don't care how you proceed. At the end of the festival, you just give them a report. But I thought the caring was really important, the sharing, the caring that comes from Prince Claus Fund. And I really hope that we continue to network and partner with them on other important art projects. I mean, for this gathering that's here, I've met people from Colombia, from Vietnam. Sometimes when you're writing to donors, there's no face. So it's the faceless donor that you're reaching out to. I think when the partners actually come here, it's a real inspiration. So I'm really happy that I was here today and I got to meet so many people who've come, not just from the foundation, but the partner agencies are also here. More room for collaboration and networking.